Our next person to speak here is Brian Becker. Brian Becker, I'm sure is known to you for the Answer Coalition, for the wonderful work that they're doing around trying to bring an end to the war in Iraq. Brian, please.
Dr. Esam Omeish is not only a well-recognized leader in the Muslim community in Virginia and among medical professionals, he's also one of the foremost leaders of the U.S. peace movement. And I can say without hesitation that at almost every one of the big peace marches that has happened in the Washington, D.C. area, including the very large march of tens of thousands of people last September 15th, led by Iraq war veterans and Gold Star mothers whose children perished in Iraq. Dr. Omeish was there as one of the foremost leaders. And so we were stunned and shocked that a small group of right-wing anti-Muslim bigots would launch a campaign that unfortunately got reflected in the media, where his comments, the comments that are completely mainstream and representative of the broad population in this country, 70% of whom opposed the war in Iraq, and all of those who were distressed over the Israeli bombing of Lebanon last summer. Dr. Omeish spoke at our demonstration on August 12th. That's part of the referenced so-called alleged speech that took place in front of the White House at Lafayette Park. There were 30,000 other Americans from all walks of life, Christian, Muslims, Jews. And if you look at his comments where he expresses great distress and concern over the Lebanese civilians who have been targeted and the civilian infrastructure necessary to sustain life in Lebanon, which was deliberately targeted, his comments are really almost identical to those comments of the General Secretary of the United Nations, Kofi Annan. I just looked at the speeches this morning. They're almost identical. But apparently if the General Secretary of the United Nations made such a speech in Washington, D.C. and happened to be a Muslim, then he would be the target of a small group of right-wing bigots who are carrying out Muslim bashing, trying to sow the seeds of division. And he too would be labeled as a suspect. But in fact, Dr. Omeish represents the broad view of the people, not only of the Middle East, but of the world, including the United Nations, which in its resolution passed by the Security Council at the time of the Israeli bombing of Lebanon last July, those comments are extremely parallel to the position of the United Nations Security Council itself, which expressed great concern and distress over the loss of civilian life in Lebanon as a result of a criminal intervention and invasion, which included the dropping of anti-personnel bombs, cluster bombs, bombs that are designed to kill human beings in the hundreds of thousands. So we're here. All of the peace movement will rally behind him right now and hope that this kind of demonization and anti-Muslim bashing is rejected, that we recognize that if such an honorable man, such a great leader, such a well-recognized leader of the peace movement is successfully demonized, then no one is safe in terms of expressing their cherished First Amendment rights. Thank you.
We are working in concert here in Northern Virginia with the Muslim community, the Latino community, and organizing our voter registration campaigns and trying to look at how we can pull our votes together and make a difference in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Here to express some words of solidarity is Juan Collins.
This country was built based on faith, based on love. And what we are seeing right now is an anti-immigrant attack and a government led by this administration that is based on fear and dividing communities. America is one, and we cannot allow this divisionism anymore. Today is the Muslims community, yesterday and today are the immigrant community, tomorrow will be the African American community, and then the Asian American community, And the end, what are we building? We need to change the way we are doing business in Virginia. We need to stop those anti-immigrants attacks that are happening in Virginia. We need to stop those ultra-conservative divisionists, leaders. They are in the state of Virginia House and the state of Virginia Senate. We need to work together. We need to work in solidarity for justice for all, for equality for all. So Muslims, brothers and sisters are not alone, because the immigrant community, the Latino immigrant, the Hispanic immigrant, is also facing the same attacks. And we cannot live this way in America. The immigrant community was a very fundamental piece in electing the new senator of Virginia, Jim Webb. Over 30,000 votes came out and voted for Senator Jim Webb. The same immigrant community can play and will play a strong role electing the next elected officials in the state of Virginia and the next senator of the United States of America from Virginia. And rest assured, be assured, that we have been working together, and this will tie us up closer yet. Because now the attack is going wider, and now we need to work closer, defending our own America, because we all want a peaceful America. We all want a safe America. And because you are brown or your last name is not Smith, that doesn't mean you are a terrorist, or that doesn't mean you are not welcome here. The Constitution of this country protects all men and women. And we should think about that, protect our people, all of us, and create reforms that can bring us all together. And the elections, the coming elections, are going to be a reflection of how much we need to work together. So we are here in solidarity with a firm commitment that we will work together for justice, for social justice, for peace, based on principles of love, and not based on principles of fear.